I was just a maid scrubbing floors when I made the most reckless decision of my life. I offered to save a Mafia boss from disaster. Antonio Moretti was dangerous, powerful, and drowning in sins I couldn't even imagine. But when I accidentally discovered the darkest secret hidden in his empire, I did something no one expected. I looked him in the eye and demanded he become a different man. What happened next changed both our lives forever, pulled us into a love story that defied every rule and nearly destroyed us when the FBI came knocking at our door with handcuffs and evidence that could send us both to prison. They called me his accomplice, but the truth was so much more complicated than that. Subscribe right now and comment where you're watching from, because this story has more twists than you can imagine, and the ending will either break your heart or restore your faith in redemption. The marble floor gleams under my mop. I push it in slow circles, watching the water spread and shine. The service corridor is quiet this early. I like it that way. Just me and the morning light filtering through the narrow windows. I hum softly. It's an old song my grandmother taught me. French words about stars and sleep. The melody fills the empty hallway and makes the work feel lighter. Footsteps echo above me. Voices rise and fall. Something is wrong up there. I can feel it in the sharp tone, the hurried pace. I pause and lean on my mop handle. My eyes find the ceiling as if I could see through it. The translator cancelled, someone shouts. What are we supposed to do now? I freeze. My breath catches. More footsteps. A door slams. Another voice joins in, deeper and angrier. The French investors are already here. They're waiting downstairs. Someone call another translator. There's no time. The meeting starts in 20 minutes. I feel something shift in my chest. A small tug. I know French. I grew up speaking it with my grandmother. But these people don't know me. I'm just the maid with the mop. The boss will kill someone if this meeting fails, a waiter says as he rushes past me. My hands tighten on the mop handle. Fear curls in my stomach. These are dangerous men. Everyone knows what kind of business Antonio Moretti runs. The Mafia doesn't forgive mistakes. They don't trust strangers. But something inside me won't be still. Elise felt afraid, but she also felt something else. Compassion. A need to help even when it doesn't make sense. I lean my mop against the wall. My hands tremble slightly. I smooth down my faded uniform and walk toward the elevator. Each step feels heavier than the last. The ride up is slow, too slow. I press my back against the wall and close my eyes. Please, God, I whisper, give me courage. The doors open. The hallway is chaos. Men in dark suits rush back and forth. Phones ring. Someone curses in Italian. No one notices me at first. I stand there, small and invisible. My heart pounds so hard I think everyone must hear it. Then I see him, Antonio Moretti. He's standing by the window, his back to everyone. His shoulders are stiff. His hands are clenched behind him. Even from here I can see the tension in his body. Elise felt his desperation like a wave. I take a breath. My voice comes out quieter than I planned. Excuse me. No one turns. I clear my throat and try again. Excuse me. I can help. A man in a black suit finally looks at me. His eyes narrow. What? I speak French, I say. My voice is soft but steady. I can translate. The room goes silent. Every man stops and stares. I feel their eyes on me like weight. My chest tightens. I want to run, but I don't. Antonio turns slowly. His eyes find mine. They're dark and sharp and filled with suspicion. He looks at me like I'm a puzzle he can't solve. You? His voice is rough. The maid? I nod. Yes, sir. I'm fluent. He takes a step closer. The silence stretches between us. I can barely breathe. He studies my face, looking for deception or weakness. I force myself to hold his gaze. Why would you help me? He asks. The question surprises me. I think about lying, about saying I need the money or the favor, but something in his eyes demands truth. Because you need help, I say simply, and I can give it. Something shifts in his expression. Just for a moment, a flicker of surprise. Then it's gone, replaced by calculation. Fine, he says. His voice is hard. Translate. But if you fail, you're done here. I nod. My breath catches again, but this time with determination. I won't fail. The meeting room is beautiful and terrifying. A long, polished table dominates the space. Tall windows overlook Manhattan. The French investors sit on one side, their faces patient but curious. They wear expensive suits and watch us with careful eyes. Antonio sits at the head of the table. I stand behind him and to the right. My hands are folded in front of me. I can feel my pulse in my throat. One of the investors speaks. His French is quick and sharp. He talks about market projections and risk analysis. I listen carefully, translating each sentence in my mind before I speak. He says the European market is volatile right now, I say to Antonio. My voice is quiet but clear. He wants assurance that your investments are secure. Antonio nods. He responds in English, his tone firm and confident. I translate his words into French, softening the edges slightly. I make his certainty sound like strength instead of arrogance. The investor smiles. He continues speaking. The conversation flows, back and forth, English to French, French to English. I find my rhythm. Elise felt the fear fade as confidence took its place. An hour passes, then two. The investors ask difficult questions. Antonio gives careful answers. I translate everything, adding just enough warmth to his words. I can see the tension leaving the room. The investors start to relax. They laugh at a joke Antonio makes. I translate it perfectly, and they laugh again. When they stand to leave, they're shaking hands, smiling. One investor claps Antonio on the shoulder. "Your translator is excellent," he says in French. "Very skilled," I translate. Antonio glances at me. Something shifts in his expression again. It's softer this time, almost grateful. "Thank you," he says to the investor. Then quieter to me. "Yes, she is." The investors leave. The room empties. Antonio's men file out, murmuring among themselves. I start to follow them. My job done. But Antonio's voice stops me. "Wait." I turn. He's standing by the window looking out at the city. His shoulders are less tense now. His hands rest at his sides. "You just saved my empire," he says. He doesn't look at me. "That meeting was worth millions." I don't know what to say. "I'm glad I could help." He turns then. His eyes find mine again. This time there's no suspicion, just curiosity. "What's your name?" "Elise Bernard." "French?" "My grandmother is. I grew up speaking it." He nods slowly. The silence stretches between us, but it's different now. Less threatening, almost comfortable. "Go back to work, Elise Bernard," he says. "But don't go far." I hurry back to my cart. My mop is still leaning against the wall where I left it. I pick it up with shaking hands. My whole body feels electric, alive. I can't believe what just happened. I scrub the same patch of floor 3 times before I realize I'm not even seeing it. My mind is still in that meeting room, still hearing the investors' laughter, still feeling Antonio's eyes on me. "You look different." I jump. One of the other maids, Rosa, is watching me with curious eyes. She's older than me, with grey in her dark hair. "What do you mean?" I ask. "You're smiling," she says. "You never smile while you work." I touch my face. She's right. I am smiling. "I helped with something upstairs." Rosa's eyes widen. "With Mr. Moretti." I nod. She crosses herself quickly. "Be careful, girl. Men like that are dangerous." "I know," I say, but even as I say it, I'm not sure I believe it anymore. Elise felt something change inside her. A small shift, like a door opening. That evening I visit my grandmother at the hospital. She's propped up in bed, her white hair like a halo around her thin face. She's been here for 3 months. Her heart is weak. The surgery she needs costs more than I can imagine. "Elise," she says. Her voice is soft. "You look tired." "I'm fine, Grandma." I sit in the chair beside her bed and take her hand. It feels fragile in mine. "Tell me about your day." I hesitate. Then I tell her everything. About the panic upstairs, about offering to help, about the meeting and the translation, and Antonio's words afterward. She listens with bright eyes. "God put you there for a reason," she says when I finish. "Maybe. I'm not sure I believe in signs, but I want to. You have a gift, child. Language is a bridge. You helped build one today." Her words warm me. My chest tightens with love and worry. "I just want you to get better." "I will," she promises, but we both know it's not certain. I stay until visiting hours end. When I leave, the night air is cool against my face. I walk home slowly. My apartment is small and cramped. One room with a narrow bed and a hot plate, but it's mine. I fall asleep thinking about Antonio's face, about the way he looked at me after the meeting, like I was more than just a maid, like I mattered. The next morning I'm back at work, back to scrubbing floors and emptying trash bins. No one mentions yesterday. I'm invisible again. But at noon, Luca de Rossi finds me. He's Antonio's right-hand man, tall and serious with cold eyes. "Mr. Moretti wants to see you," he says. My stomach drops. "Now? Now?" I follow him upstairs. My heart hammers in my chest. Did I do something wrong? Did the investors complain? Elise felt panic rising like water. Luca knocks on a door and pushes it open. Antonio's office is huge. Dark wood furniture, leather chairs, windows that stretch from floor to ceiling. Antonio sits behind his desk. He looks up when I enter. "Sit," he says. I sit in the chair across from him. My hands are folded tightly in my lap. The silence stretches between us again. I wait. "I need a translator," Antonio says finally. "A permanent one." I blink. "Sir? I have business in France, in Montreal, all over Europe. I need someone I can trust." His eyes find mine. "Someone skilled. You want me to work for you?" "Yes, as my personal translator and assistant. Triple your current salary." The number he names makes my breath catch. It's more money than I've ever imagined. Enough for my grandmother's surgery. Enough for medicine and a better apartment. Enough for everything. But something inside me hesitates. Elise felt torn between hope and fear. "I don't know anything about your business," I say carefully. "You don't need to. You just need to translate." "But," I stop, I don't know how to say it, "that I'm afraid. That everyone knows what he is, what he does." Antonio leans forward. His voice is quieter now. "You think I'm a monster? It's not a question." I feel my face flush. "I didn't say that." "You don't have to, I can see it." Something shifts in his expression. Not anger, something sadder. "Maybe you're right. But I'm offering you a job. A legitimate job. Nothing illegal, just translation." I want to believe him. My grandmother's face fills my mind. Her weak heart. The bills piling up. "How long?" I ask. "As long as you want. A month. A year. Whatever you need." I close my eyes. I pray silently. Then I open them and look at him. "I'll do it. For a while." He nods. "Good. Start tomorrow." I stand to leave, but at the door I turn back. "Mr. Moretti." "Yes?" "Thank you." His eyes soften just slightly. "No, thank you." The next morning I report to Antonio's penthouse office. It's even more impressive than his hotel suite. Everything is clean and expensive and perfect. I feel out of place in my simple dress. A stack of documents waits on the desk, all in French. Antonio enters a moment later. He's wearing a dark suit. His hair is perfectly styled. He looks powerful and untouchable. "Good morning," he says. "Good morning, sir." "Antonio," he corrects. "Just Antonio." I nod. "Antonio," he gestures to the documents. "Can you read these and summarize them?" I sit and begin reading. They're contracts, business proposals, nothing sinister, just boring legal language. I work through them slowly, taking notes. Antonio watches from across the room. I can feel his eyes on me, but I don't look up. After an hour I finish. I explain what each document says. He listens carefully, asking questions. His intelligence surprises me. He's sharp and strategic. He understands complex concepts quickly. "You're good at this," he says when I finish. "Thank you. Can you teach me?" I look up. "Teach you what?" "French." His voice is quieter now, almost embarrassed. "I can speak a little, but I can't read it well." Something in my chest softens. Elise felt compassion replace fear. This powerful man is admitting weakness, asking for help. "Of course," I say. "I'd be happy to." His shoulders relax slightly. "Good. We start today." The lessons begin that afternoon. We sit at a small table by the window. I bring a notebook and a French grammar book. Antonio sits across from me, his hands folded on the table. "We'll start with basics," I say. "The alphabet. Pronunciation." He nods. He looks serious, almost nervous. It's strange seeing him like this. Vulnerable. I write letters on the page. He practices the sounds. His accent is rough but determined. When he stumbles, I correct him gently. When he gets it right, I smile. "Good," I say. "That's very good." He looks at me. His eyes find mine. Something shifts in his expression. It's softer than before, almost grateful. "You're patient. Learning takes time." "I'm not used to patience," he admits. "I know." The words slip out before I can stop them. He almost smiles. Almost. "You're honest too. Is that a problem?" "No." His voice is quiet. It's refreshing. We work for 2 hours. By the end, he can read simple sentences. His pronunciation improves. When he reads a full sentence without stumbling, I clap softly. "You're doing well," I say. "Only because you're a good teacher." I feel heat in my cheeks. "Thank you." He looks at me for a long moment. The silence stretches again, but this time it feels different, comfortable, almost warm. Same time tomorrow? He asks. Yes, same time. I gather my things and leave. But as I walk down the hallway, I touch my cheeks. They're still warm. My heart beats faster than normal. Elise felt something stirring inside her, something she couldn't name. The lessons continue. Every afternoon we sit together by the window. He improves quickly. His determination is fierce. He practices every day. Sometimes I hear him reading aloud when I'm in the other room. One afternoon I find him struggling with a passage. His jaw is tight with frustration. I can't get this, he says. Yes, you can. I lean over and point to the words. Break it down, one word at a time. He tries again, slower this time, and suddenly it clicks. He reads the whole sentence perfectly. I smile. See, you did it. He looks at me. His eyes find mine again. You believe in me. It's not a question, but I answer anyway. Yes, I do. Something shifts in his expression. His voice is softer when he speaks. No one has believed in me in a long time. My chest tightens. Maybe they should have. He doesn't answer. But the way he looks at me changes everything. Elise felt the wall between them beginning to crack. That evening we have dinner together. He insists on it. Says we should eat while we work. The meal is simple, pasta and bread, but the conversation flows easily now. Tell me about yourself, he says. There's not much to tell. Everyone has a story. I hesitate. Then I tell him about my parents, how they died in a car accident when I was 8, how my grandmother took me in, how we've struggled but stayed together. He listens without interrupting. When I finish, his voice is quiet. You've had a hard life. Everyone has hard things. But you're not bitter. Bitterness doesn't help anyone. He stares at his plate. I wish I'd learned that sooner. I want to ask what he means, but something in his face stops me. Whatever pain he carries, it's deep. Elise felt his guilt, like a shadow. You're learning now, I say gently. That's what matters. He looks at me. His eyes are filled with something I can't quite read. Gratitude, maybe hope. You're different, Elise, he says. Different how? You don't fear me. Should I? He pauses. Most people do. I'm not most people. No, he agrees. You're not. The dinner ends quietly. When I leave that night, he walks me to the door. Be careful going home, he says. I will. Elise, I turn back. Yes, thank you. For everything. I smile. You're welcome. I walk home through the dark streets. The city is loud and bright, but inside I feel something shifting. Elise felt her heart opening despite her fear. Antonio Moretti is not who I thought he was, or maybe he is, but he's also more complex, more human, more redeemable. The days turn into weeks. The lessons continue. Antonio reads better every day. Sometimes he makes mistakes and laughs at himself. The sound surprises me each time. It's genuine, unguarded. One evening, rain patters against the windows. The office is warm and dim. Antonio reads aloud from a French novel I brought. His pronunciation is almost perfect now. When he finishes the paragraph, I smile. That was excellent. I had a good teacher, he says, and a good student. He sets the book down. Outside, lightning flashes. Thunder rolls across the city. The lights flicker but hold. Can I ask you something? He says. Of course. Why did you really help me that first day? I think about lying, about giving him the easy answer. But I don't. I don't know. I just felt like I should. That simple? Sometimes things are. He shakes his head slowly. Nothing in my life has ever been simple. Maybe it should be. He looks at me. His eyes find mine in the dim light. You make it sound easy. Being good. It's not about being good, I say. It's about choosing kindness, even when it's hard. And you think I can do that? I think you already are. Something shifts in his expression. His voice is rough when he speaks. You have more faith in me than I have in myself. My chest tightens. Then borrow mine until you find your own. The words hang between us. The silence stretches. But it's not uncomfortable. It's full of something unspoken, something growing. Antonio looks away first. You should go home. It's late. I gather my things. But at the door, I turn back. He's still sitting by the window, staring out at the rain. He looks lonely. Elise felt her heart ache for him. Good night, Antonio, I say softly. He doesn't turn, but his voice is quiet and sincere. Good night, Elise. I leave him there. But as I walk through the empty streets, I can't stop thinking about him, about the man behind the reputation, about the possibility of change, about the way he looked at me tonight, like I was the first light he'd seen in years. That night I kneel beside my bed and pray. I pray for my grandmother, for Antonio, for whatever is happening between us. I don't understand it yet, but I feel it. Something shifting, something beginning. Please, God, I whisper, show me what to do. The only answer is the rain against my window, but somehow it's enough. The next morning, I arrive early. The office is empty. Sunlight streams through the windows, making everything glow. I set my bag down and start organizing papers on Antonio's desk. That's when I see it. A folder, left open. The pages are covered in French. I shouldn't look. I know I shouldn't. But my eyes catch a word, then another. I lean closer. Elise felt her stomach twist. The document is a financial ledger. Numbers and company names fill the columns. Most of it is boring business language. But then I see it. A shell company with a French name, and next to it, transactions labeled transport and acquisition. My breath catches. I know these terms. I've heard stories, read news articles. This isn't about shipping goods. This is about people, human trafficking. I step back from the desk. My hands tremble. The folder sits there, innocent and terrible. I want to close it, pretend I never saw it, but I can't unsee the words. The door opens. I jump. Antonio enters carrying 2 cups of coffee. He stops when he sees my face. Elise? What's wrong? I can't speak. My throat tightens. I gesture weakly at the folder. He follows my gaze. His expression goes cold. You read that? It's not a question. I didn't mean to. It was open. I saw... My voice breaks. He sets the coffee down slowly. His jaw tightens. What did you see? Enough. The word comes out as a whisper. The silence stretches between us. It's different now. Heavy. Suffocating. Elise felt the trust between them cracking. It's not what you think, he says finally. Isn't it? I force myself to look at him. That company, those transactions, I know what they mean. His eyes find mine. Something shifts in his expression. Guilt, maybe shame. That company was inherited from my predecessor, but you haven't shut it down. It's complicated. No, my voice is stronger now. It's not. People are suffering, and you're letting it happen. He flinches, actually flinches, like I've struck him. You don't understand how this world works. Then explain it to me. He turns away. His shoulders are rigid. When he speaks, his voice is rough. That company has connections, powerful ones. Shutting it down means making enemies, and keeping it open means you're part of it. I never wanted... He stops, takes a breath. I inherited a lot of things when I took over. Some of them I can't just erase. Can't or won't. He spins to face me. His eyes are blazing now, but beneath the anger, I see something else. Pain, deep and old. You think I'm proud of this? I don't know what you are anymore. The words hang between us. Antonio's breath catches. He looks at me like I've wounded him. Maybe I have. Elise felt tears burning in her eyes. I thought you were different, I say quietly. I thought you were changing. I am trying. Not hard enough. The silence stretches again, long and painful. Antonio sinks into his chair. He looks older suddenly, tired. His hands cover his face. I never meant for it to go that far, he says. His voice is muffled. When I took over, I didn't know about half of it. By the time I found out, you could have stopped it. It's not that simple. It is. I step closer. My voice is shaking but determined. You're Antonio Moretti. You have power. You could end this today. He looks up at me. His eyes are red. And if I do, if I make those enemies, they'll come after me, after everyone close to me. Understanding hits me like a wave. You're afraid. Yes? The admission seems to cost him. I'm afraid. I sit down across from him. My hands are still trembling. Of dying, of failing, of losing everything again. He pauses. Of losing you. The last words are so quiet, I almost miss them. My chest tightens. Elise felt something shift inside her. You won't lose me, I say. Not if you do the right thing. And if I don't? I look at him. Really look at him. At the man behind the power and the fear. Then I can't stay. He closes his eyes. The silence stretches between us. I wait. My heart pounds so hard I can feel it in my throat. Finally, he opens his eyes. Give me time. How much time? I don't know, but I'll figure it out. His voice is firm now, resolved. I promise. I want to believe him. Elise felt hope and doubt warring inside her. Okay, but I'm going to hold you to that. I know. Something shifts in his expression. A small, sad smile. That's why I need you. I leave the office early that day. My mind is spinning. I walk through the streets without seeing them. All I can think about is that folder. those words, the people suffering because of Antonio's empire. But I also think about his face, the guilt there, the pain, the fear. He's not a monster. He's a man trapped by choices he made long ago. Elise felt compassion mixing with her anger. At the hospital, my grandmother takes one look at me and knows something is wrong. "Tell me," she says. I tell her everything, about the ledger, the confrontation, Antonio's promise. She listens with her wise, patient eyes. "What should I do?" I ask when I finish. "You already know." "Do I?" "You told him the truth. Now you wait and see if he has the courage to act on it." She reaches for my hand. "But child, remember, people don't change overnight. What if he doesn't change at all? Then you leave, but give him the chance first." Her words comfort me. A little. "You think he can change?" "I think God puts people in our path for a reason. Maybe you're his reason." I squeeze her hand. "I'm just a maid, Grandma." "No, child. You're a light, and even the darkest places need light." That night, I pray again. Longer this time. I pray for Antonio's soul, for the people trapped in that terrible business, for wisdom to know what to do. Sleep doesn't come easy. I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I made the right choice, wondering if Antonio will keep his promise. The next morning, I arrive at the office with heavy feet. Antonio is already there. He looks like he hasn't slept. His eyes are shadowed. His suit is wrinkled. "I made some calls last night," he says before I can speak. I set my bag down slowly. "And? The company is being dissolved. All operations are stopping immediately." He looks at me. His eyes find mine. "I'm done with it. All of it." My breath catches. "Really? Really?" His voice is firm. I should have done it years ago. Relief floods through me. My chest tightens with emotion. "Thank you. Don't thank me. You were right. I was afraid. But some things are more important than fear." He pauses. "You're more important." I don't know what to say. Elise felt something warm spreading through her chest. Hope. Real hope. "What happens now?" I ask. "Now I figure out how to run a legitimate business. Without the darkness." He almost smiles. "Think you can help with that?" "Yes." The answer comes easily. "I can." The days that follow are strange. Antonio is different, quieter, more thoughtful. He cancels meetings with certain people, makes calls to charities instead. His men notice. They whisper among themselves. Luca pulls me aside one afternoon. His face is suspicious. "What did you say to him?" "What do you mean?" "He's changing, acting strange, talking about going legitimate." His eyes narrow. "That's you, isn't it?" I hold his gaze. Would that be so bad? He studies me for a long moment. He's never listened to anyone before, not like this. Maybe he just needed someone to listen to first. Something shifts in his expression. Not quite approval, but not hostility either. "Just don't hurt him. He's been through enough." The warning surprises me. "I won't." "Good." He turns to leave, then stops. "And Elise, thank you for whatever you're doing." I watch him go. Elise felt something shift in the air. Change is coming. I can feel it. That afternoon, Antonio and I sit by the window for our lesson, but neither of us can concentrate. The French book sits unopened between us. "Read to me," he says finally. "What?" "In French. Read me something. Anything." His voice is soft. I just want to hear it. I pick up the book and find a passage. It's from a children's story, simple and sweet. I read aloud, letting the words flow naturally. Antonio closes his eyes and listens. When I finish, he's quiet for a long moment. "It sounds beautiful when you speak it." "The language is beautiful." "No, it's you." He opens his eyes. His gaze finds mine. "You make everything beautiful, Elise." My face grows warm. My heart beats faster. "You're getting better at French compliments." "I had a good teacher." He smiles, a real smile. "Thank you for not giving up on me." "I won't give up on you." The words come out stronger than I intended. "As long as you keep trying." "I will." His voice is sincere. "I promise." That evening we work late, going through documents, planning the shutdown of the shell company. It's complex, expensive, but Antonio doesn't hesitate. He signs papers, makes calls, commits fully. I watch him work and feel something growing in my chest. Elise felt her heart opening wider. This is what courage looks like. Not fearlessness, but choosing right despite the fear. "Are you scared?" I ask during a quiet moment. "Terrified." He doesn't look up from the papers. "But you were right. Some things matter more than fear." "Like what?" He glances at me. His eyes find mine. "Like being the kind of man worth believing in." My breath catches. The words settle into me like stones in water, heavy and permanent. We work until midnight. When we finally finish, Antonio leans back in his chair. He looks exhausted but peaceful. "It's done," he says. "The company is officially dissolved. How do you feel?" "Lighter." He looks at me, like I can breathe for the first time in years. I smile. "Good, that's good." "Elise?" "Yes?" "I know you've been worried about your grandmother. Her surgery." He pauses. "I'd like to help. Let me pay for it." I freeze. My hands tighten in my lap. "No, I can't accept that." "Why not?" "Because it's too much. I can't—" My voice breaks. "You saved my soul," he says quietly. "Let me save her life." Tears burn in my eyes. Elise felt her resistance crumbling. "I don't want charity." "It's not charity. It's gratitude." "Antonio, please." His voice is soft, almost pleading. "Let me do this one good thing." I look at him, at the sincerity in his eyes, at the man who's trying so hard to change. "Okay," I whisper. "Okay." He nods. Relief crosses his face. "Thank you." "No, thank you." That night I go home and cry, not from sadness, from overwhelming gratitude. My grandmother will be okay. She'll have her surgery. She'll live. And Antonio. He's keeping his promises. He's changing. Elise felt hope blooming inside her like spring flowers. I pray that night with a full heart, thanking God for second chances, for unlikely friendships, for the light that finds us even in the darkest places. The next few days pass in a blur. Antonio's men grumble about the changes. Some of them leave. Others stay, curious about this new direction. Luca remains, quiet but watchful. My grandmother's surgery is scheduled. The doctors are optimistic. I visit her every evening. She's getting stronger just from knowing help is coming. "This man," she says one night, "Antonio, you speak of him differently now." "What do you mean?" "Your voice. It softens when you say his name. I feel heat in my cheeks." "We're just friends, Grandma." "Of course." She smiles knowingly. "But friendship is where the best things begin." I don't argue, because maybe she's right. Maybe something is beginning. Elise felt something stirring in her heart. Something she's not ready to name yet. At the office, Antonio and I fall into a new rhythm. French lessons in the afternoon. Strategy meetings in the evening. He's planning legitimate investments now. Real estate, restaurants, technology. "What about a community center?" I suggest one day. He looks up from his papers. "What?" "A place for immigrants. To learn English, find resources, get help." I speak faster, excited by the idea. "You have buildings sitting empty. Why not use them for good?" Something shifts in his expression. His eyes soften. "That's brilliant. You really think so?" "Yes." He leans forward. "Tell me more." We spend hours planning it. What services to offer, how to staff it, where to locate it. Antonio listens to every suggestion, takes notes, asks questions. His enthusiasm matches mine. "This could really help people," he says as we finish. "That's the point. I've never helped people before. Not like this." "Then it's time to start." He looks at me. His eyes find mine. The silence stretches between us. But it's comfortable now. Warm. "You're changing my life, Elise. You're changing your own life. I'm just—" "The reason I want to." His voice is quiet, but certain. "The reason I believe I can." My chest tightens. My breath catches. I don't know what to say, so I smile. And that seems to be enough. One afternoon, the French investor returns, the same man from the first meeting. He's in town on business and requests a follow-up meeting. I translate again. The conversation goes smoothly, but this time I notice something. The investor's questions are more pointed. He mentions rumors, whispers about the Moretti Group's past. Antonio handles it well. He's honest about cleaning up operations, about moving toward legitimate business. I translate his words carefully, adding warmth where needed. The investor seems satisfied. When he leaves, he shakes Antonio's hand warmly. "I'm impressed," he says in French. "Change is difficult, but you're doing it well." After he's gone, Antonio sits heavily in his chair. "That was close. He believed you. Only because you made him believe." He looks at me. "You have a gift, Elise, for seeing the good in people, for bringing it out. I just see what's already there. No one else does." "Then they're not looking hard enough." He smiles. That real, genuine smile that makes him look younger. "Maybe you're right." I'm gathering my things to leave when I notice something outside. A man, standing across the street, watching the building, watching us. My stomach twists. "Antonio? What?" "There's someone outside, watching." He moves to the window quickly. His jaw tightens. That's one of Marco Santini's men. Marco? My rival. We've had an uneasy peace for years. His voice is grim. If he's watching me, that peace is over. Fear curls in my stomach. What does he want? Probably to see what I'm up to. Why I'm making changes. He looks at me. He'll see you as a weakness. Should I be worried? Not if I can help it. His voice is firm. I won't let anything happen to you. But even as he says it, I see the concern in his eyes. Elise felt danger creeping closer like a shadow. That night I can't sleep. I keep thinking about the man outside, about Marco Santini, about the danger that comes with being close to Antonio. But I also think about the good we're doing, the community center, my grandmother's surgery, the legitimate business we're building. Is it worth the risk? Elise felt torn between fear and hope. The next morning, Antonio is more protective. He insists Luca walk me to and from work. He checks in constantly, makes sure I'm safe. You're making me nervous, I tell him. Good, you should be nervous. Marco is dangerous. And you're not? He pauses. Something shifts in his expression. I was, but I'm trying not to be anymore. Because of me? Because of you. He says it simply, like it's obvious. You made me want to be better. My chest tightens. I didn't do anything special. You believed in me when no one else did. That's everything. I don't know how to respond to that, so I just reach out and touch his hand. His fingers close around mine. The contact is brief, but it says everything words can't. That afternoon, we work on the community center plans. Antonio has already purchased a building, hired contractors. Things are moving fast. His determination is fierce. Why are you rushing, I ask. Because I've wasted too much time already. He looks at me. His eyes find mine. I want to do as much good as I can. While I still can. You have time. Do I? His voice is quieter now. Marco is circling. My old associates are unhappy. The FBI probably has files on me. He pauses. I might not have as much time as you think. The words chill me. Don't say that. It's the truth. Then we'll work faster. I speak firmly. We'll do so much good that it overshadows everything else. Something shifts in his expression. Hope mixed with sadness. You really believe that's possible? Yes, I do. He looks at me for a long moment. Then he nods. Okay, then let's get to work. We work late into the night, planning, organizing, building something beautiful out of the ruins. And for a few hours I forget about Marco, about danger, about everything except the good we're creating together. But when I finally leave that night, I see the man again, still watching, still waiting. Elise felt fear curl around her heart like cold fingers. Something is coming. I can feel it, and I'm not sure we're ready. Days pass. The man watching from across the street never leaves. Antonio assigns guards to follow me. I hate it, but I understand. Elise felt trapped between safety and freedom. My grandmother's surgery is scheduled for next week. The doctors say her chances are excellent. When I tell Antonio, he smiles. A real, genuine smile that lights up his whole face. I'm so glad, he says. His voice is warm. I couldn't have done it without you. We helped each other. He pauses. That's what friends do. Friends. The word settles between us. But it feels too small somehow. Elise felt something more growing in her chest. That afternoon we're working on French grammar when Luca bursts in. His face is dark, angry. We have a problem, he says. Antonio stands immediately. What kind of problem? Marco is spreading rumors about her. Luca jerks his chin toward me, saying she's an FBI informant, that she's turning you soft. My stomach drops. That's not true. I know that. You know that. Luca's voice is hard. But the men are talking. They're getting nervous. Antonio's jaw tightens. Call a meeting tonight. I'll handle this. Luca nods and leaves. Antonio turns to me. His eyes find mine. I'm sorry. I should have seen this coming. It's not your fault. Yes, it is. His hands clench into fists. Marco is using you to get to me. That makes it my fault. What are you going to do? Protect you. His voice is fierce. No matter what it takes. That evening, Antonio gathers his men in the conference room. I'm not supposed to be there, but I stand outside the door and listen. My heart pounds in my chest. I've heard the rumors, Antonio's voice carries through the door, about Elise, about her being an informant. Murmurs rise. Someone speaks, but I can't make out the words. They're lies, Antonio continues. His voice is strong, commanding. Marco Santini is spreading them to divide us, to make us weak. More murmurs. Angry ones this time. Elise Bernard is not an informant, she's family. He pauses. The silence stretches. Anyone who touches her answers to me, personally. The word family echoes in my mind. My chest tightens. Elise felt tears burning in her eyes. He called me family, in front of everyone. The meeting ends shortly after. Men file out. Some glance at me as they pass. Their expressions range from skeptical to accepting, but none of them look hostile. Antonio's words carried weight. When the last man leaves, Antonio finds me in the hallway. "You heard?" I nod. "I can't speak. My throat is too tight." "I meant it," he says quietly. "You're family now. The only family I have left." A tear escapes. I wipe it away quickly. "Thank you." He reaches out. His hand touches my shoulder gently. "Don't thank me. It's the truth." That night, I lie awake thinking about his words, about being family, about belonging somewhere. Elise felt something shift deep inside her, like coming home after being lost. The next morning I visit my grandmother before work. She's sitting up in bed. Her color is better. She's getting stronger. "The surgery is in 3 days, she says. Her voice is stronger too. "I'll be there." "I know you will, child." She takes my hand. "But tell me, how is Antonio?" "He's good. He's really changing." "And you?" Her eyes are knowing. "How are you?" I don't know. I struggle to find words. "I care about him, Grandma. More than I should." "Why shouldn't you?" "Because of who he is, what he's done. Who he was," she corrects gently. "Not who he's becoming. But what if he changes back? What if this is all temporary?" She squeezes my hand. "Then you'll have loved him anyway. And that love will have mattered." Love. The word hangs in the air between us. I haven't let myself think it before, but hearing it spoken makes it real. Elise felt her breath catch. "I'm not in love with him," I say, but my voice is uncertain. "Of course not." Grandma smiles. "Not yet, anyway." I leave the hospital with her words echoing in my mind. Love. Is that what this is? This warmth in my chest, this need to be near him, this belief in his goodness despite everything. At the office, Antonio is meeting with architects about the community center. I sit in and translate when needed. The plans are beautiful. Classrooms, a library, computer labs. Everything an immigrant might need to build a new life. "This is wonderful," I tell him during a break. "It's your vision." His eyes find mine. "I'm just making it real. We're making it real. Together." Something shifts in his expression. His voice is soft when he speaks. "Together." I like that. My face grows warm. My heart beats faster. I look away before he can see how much his words affect me. That afternoon, we sit by the window for French lessons. Antonio has improved dramatically. He reads full paragraphs now without stumbling. His accent is still rough, but it's charming somehow. "You're doing so well," I say as he finishes a passage, "only because you're patient with me. You're a good student." He sets the book down. "Elise?" "Yes?" "I want to give you something." He reaches into his desk drawer and pulls out a small box. My breath catches. "What is it?" "Open it." I take the box with trembling hands. Inside is a delicate gold chain with a small pendant. A book, tiny and perfect. "It's beautiful," I whisper. "It represents what you've taught me. That words matter, that language builds bridges." His voice is quiet. "That you can translate more than words. You can translate souls." Tears blur my vision. Elise felt something break open inside her. I don't know what to say. "Say you'll keep teaching me, keep believing in me." "Always." The word comes out as a promise. He helps me put on the necklace. His fingers brush my neck. The touch is brief, but electric. When I turn to face him, we're very close. His eyes find mine. The silence stretches between us. "Thank you," I say softly. "No, thank you." His voice is rough. "For everything." The moment holds. Neither of us moves. Elise felt her heart racing. Then footsteps in the hallway break the spell. We step apart just as Luca enters. "Sorry to interrupt," Luca says, but his eyes are knowing. "Antonio, you have a call." Antonio nods. He glances at me once more before leaving. I touch the pendant at my throat. My hands are still shaking. That night I bring Antonio something too, my father's wooden cross. It's small and worn. I've carried it for years. "What's this?" he asks when I hand it to him. A reminder. My voice is soft. That faith can change anything, even us. He turns the cross over in his hands. Something shifts in his expression. Wonder, maybe reverence. "I can't take this. It's too important to you. That's why I want you to have it." He looks at me. His eyes find mine. I don't deserve this. You deserve a chance. I touch his hand. That's what faith is. A chance to become who we're meant to be. His fingers close around the cross. I'll treasure it. I know you will. That night, Antonio places the cross on his desk, next to a photograph of his late daughter, next to documents for the community center, sacred things in a sacred space. Elise felt something settle into place. But the peace doesn't last long. The rumors spread faster than we can stop them. Marco's poison seeps into everything. Antonio's business partners grow nervous. Some pull out of deals. Others ask too many questions. Then one morning, one of Antonio's men approaches me in the hallway. He's young, angry, scared. "You're ruining everything," he hisses. "The boss was strong before you came." I step back. My heart pounds. That's not true. He's going soft, talking about charities and community centers. The man moves closer. "We're losing respect, losing territory all because of you. Leave her alone." Luca appears from nowhere. His voice is dangerous. "Now." The young man backs off, but his eyes promise this isn't over. Elise felt fear curl around her ribs. Luca walks me to Antonio's office. "You okay?" "I'm fine." "No, you're not." His voice is gentler than usual. "This is getting worse. Marco's really pushing. What can we do?" "Antonio's handling it, but..." He pauses. "Just be careful. Watch your back." Antonio is furious when he finds out. He calls another meeting. This time his voice is colder, harder. "The man who threatened me is dismissed immediately, sent away in disgrace. Anyone else have something to say about Elise?" Antonio's voice cuts through the room like a blade. "Say it now." Silence. No one moves. "Good." He looks at each man in turn. "She stays. Anyone who doesn't like it can leave." No one leaves. But I can feel their resentment, their fear of change. Elise felt like she's standing on cracking ice. That afternoon, my grandmother's surgery goes perfectly. The doctors are pleased. She'll need time to recover, but she'll live. She'll be okay. I cry in the hospital chapel. Relief and gratitude pour out of me. Antonio finds me there. He sits beside me without speaking, just being present. "She's going to be okay," I tell him through tears. "I know." His voice is warm. "Because of you, your strength." "No, because of you, your generosity. We saved her together." He touches my hand. "That's what matters." I look at him. His eyes find mine, and in that moment, I know. Grandma was right. Elise felt love blooming in her chest like sunrise, but I don't say it. The timing isn't right. There's too much uncertainty, too much danger circling us. The next few days are tense. Marco's men are seen more frequently, watching, waiting. Antonio increases security, but I can see the strain in his face, the worry in his eyes. "Maybe I should leave," I say one evening. "Go somewhere safe until this blows over." "No." His voice is fierce. "I won't let him drive you away. But if my being here makes you vulnerable, you make me strong." He takes my shoulders gently. "Don't you see that? You're the reason I want to be better, the reason I believe I can." "Antonio, I can't lose you, Elise. You're all I have." The words break my heart. Elise felt tears welling up. "You're not going to lose me. Promise?" "I promise." But even as I say it, I feel the danger growing. Something bad is coming. I can feel it in my bones. It happens on a Thursday night. We're working late at the office, going over final plans for the community center's grand opening. Everything is perfect. Everything is ready. Then the door crashes open. Men in dark jackets pour in, FBI. They have guns drawn. Shouting fills the room. "Antonio Moretti, you're under arrest." My breath catches. Time seems to slow. Antonio stands slowly. His hands are raised, his face is calm, but I can see the fear in his eyes. "On what charge?" he asks. "Human trafficking, money laundering, racketeering." The lead agent lists them coldly. "We have evidence." "That's impossible." I shut down. "We have documents, testimony, bank records." The agent looks at me. "And you, Elise Bernard, you're coming too." "What? Why?" My voice is shaking. "I haven't done anything. You're named in several documents. As an accomplice." "No, that's not true." Antonio's voice is desperate. "She had nothing to do with any of it. She's innocent. We'll sort that out downtown." The agent nods to his men. "Take them both." Antonio's eyes find mine across the room. "Don't lose faith, Elise," he shouts as they pull him toward the door. "Don't lose faith." The words echo in my mind as handcuffs close around my wrists, cold metal against my skin. Elise felt her world collapsing. They separate us at the station, put me in a small, cold room. A woman agent questions me for hours, about Antonio, about the business, about what I knew and when I knew it. I tell her everything, the truth, that Antonio was cleaning up his operations, shutting down the illegal parts, trying to change. "So, you admit you knew about the trafficking," she says. "I found out by accident, and I confronted him. He promised to stop it, and he did. You have proof? He dissolved the company, made calls. I was there. Or you helped him hide the evidence." "No," my voice breaks. "I was trying to help him become better." The agent leans back, her eyes are cold. "You realize you're facing serious charges. Conspiracy, aiding and abetting. You could go to prison." Fear floods through me, but underneath it, something else. Anger. I didn't do anything wrong. That's for a judge to decide. They keep me overnight. The cell is small and grey. A thin mattress. No windows. I curl up on the bed and try not to cry, but the tears come anyway. Elise felt more alone than ever. I pray, long into the night, for Antonio, for myself, for truth to prevail. My grandmother's words echo in my mind. Don't stop believing. Don't stop fighting. Somewhere in another cell, Antonio is doing the same. I can feel it. Feel his fear and his regret, but also his determination, his faith that somehow this will work out. The next morning, they release me on bail. A lawyer I've never met handles everything, says Antonio arranged it, paid for everything. Outside, Luca waits. His face is grim. "You okay? Where's Antonio?" "Still inside. His bail hearing is tomorrow." He guides me to a car. "This is bad, Elise. Really bad. What happened? Those documents they mentioned." "Marco." Luca's voice is hard. "He planted evidence, paid off witnesses, set Antonio up. But Antonio shut everything down. We have proof." Marco made it look like Antonio was hiding assets, covering tracks. Luca starts the car. "And having you there made it look like you were helping." My stomach twists. "What do? We fight. We tell the truth." He glances at me. "But it's going to get worse before it gets better." He's right. Over the next few days, the media explodes. Antonio's face is everywhere, mine too. Mafia boss and his accomplice arrested. The headlines are brutal. I can't go to work, can't go anywhere without being recognized. I stay in my apartment, praying, waiting, hoping. My grandmother is released from the hospital. I bring her home and tell her everything. She holds my hands and prays with me. "This is your test," she says. "Your chance to show what you're made of." I'm scared, Grandma. "I know, child. But fear doesn't mean you stop fighting." Antonio's trial is set for 3 weeks away. His lawyer calls me, says they want me to testify for the prosecution. Against Antonio? My voice is sharp. No, for him. About his reform efforts. The changes he made. The lawyer pauses. "But I have to warn you, it could backfire. Testifying for a mafia boss could ruin your life." I think about Antonio, about his face when he placed the cross on his desk, about his promise to change, about the way he looked at me. Elise felt her decision solidify. "I'll do it," I say. "He saved my life. Now I'll save his." The days crawl by. I prepare my testimony with the lawyer, going over every detail, every conversation, every document, building a case for redemption. At night I lie awake and think about Antonio, wonder if he's okay, if he's holding on to faith, if he knows I'm fighting for him. I write him a letter. The guards won't let me visit, but they'll deliver mail. I pour my heart onto the page, tell him I believe in him, that I'm not giving up, that we'll get through this. I don't know if he receives it, but writing it helps. Elise felt less alone. Finally, the trial day arrives. The courthouse is packed, reporters everywhere, cameras flashing. I push through the crowd with my head down. My lawyer guides me inside. In the courtroom I see Antonio for the first time in weeks. He's thinner, paler, but when his eyes find mine, something shifts in his expression. Hope, relief, love. Yes, love. I see it clearly now. Elise felt her breath catch. He loves me, and I love him. The prosecutor presents his case first. It's damning. Documents, testimony from former associates, bank records, everything pointing to guilt. I watch Antonio's face grow harder, but he doesn't break. Then it's our turn. Antonio's lawyer calls character witnesses, people from the charities Antonio donated to, the architect from the community center, Luca, who testifies about the changes Antonio made. And then they call me. I walk to the stand with shaking legs. My heart pounds so hard I can barely breathe. The courtroom falls silent. Everyone stares. I'm sworn in. My hand trembles on the Bible. Then I sit and face the room, face Antonio. His eyes find mine, hold them. The lawyer stands. Miss Bernard, how did you meet Antonio Moretti? I take a breath. I was working as a maid at the Beaumont Hotel. His translator cancelled. I offered to help. And after that meeting? He offered me a job as his personal translator and assistant. Did you know about his criminal activities? I pause, choose my words carefully. I discovered them by accident. I found documents in French that revealed one of his companies was involved in human trafficking. Murmurs rise in the courtroom. The judge calls for order. And what did you do? The lawyer asks. I confronted him. My voice is stronger now. I told him it was wrong, that he had to stop. How did he respond? He admitted it, said he'd inherited the company and hadn't known how bad it was. I look at Antonio. His eyes are bright with unshed tears. He was ashamed and scared, but he promised to change. Did he keep that promise? Yes. I speak firmly. He dissolved the company immediately, stopped all operations, started investing in legitimate businesses. He even planned a community center for immigrants. The lawyer nods. Why did he do all this? I think about lying, about saying it was for business reasons or legal protection, but I don't, because I asked him to. My voice catches, because I believed he could be better, and he wanted to prove me right. The courtroom erupts. The judge bangs his gavel, but through the noise I hear Antonio, a soft sob. I look at him. Tears stream down his face. Elise felt her own tears falling. One more question, Miss Bernard. The lawyer's voice is gentle. Do you believe Antonio Moretti has changed? Yes. I don't hesitate. With all my heart. The cross-examination is brutal. The prosecutor tries to paint me as naive, manipulated, or worse, complicit. But I hold firm, answer every question honestly, never wavering. When I finally step down, my legs barely hold me. But Antonio's eyes follow me the whole way, filled with gratitude, with love, with hope. The jury deliberates for 2 days, the longest days of my life. I stay with my grandmother. We pray together, wait together. Finally the call comes. The verdict is in. We rush to the courthouse. The room is packed again. Antonio sits at the defense table. His face is pale but calm. When I enter, he turns. Our eyes meet across the room. The judge enters. We all stand, then sit. The silence is suffocating. Elise felt her heart in her throat. Has the jury reached a verdict? The judge asks. We have, Your Honor. On the charge of human trafficking, how do you find? Guilty. My chest tightens. No. However, the judge raises a hand. This court recognizes the defendant's demonstrated efforts at reform, his cooperation with authorities, and testimony from credible witnesses about his character change. Hope flickers. Therefore, I'm granting leniency. Antonio Moretti, you are sentenced to 5 years probation and 1,000 hours of community service. The judge looks at Antonio. Use this chance wisely. The courtroom explodes. Some people cheer, others boo, but I barely hear them, because Antonio turns to me. His face is transformed, joy and relief and disbelief all mixed together. Thank you, he mouths. I smile through my tears. You're welcome. They lead him away to process the sentencing. But it's not prison. He'll be free. We'll have a chance. Elise felt hope flooding through her like light. 3 months pass. Antonio completes his community service in the same neighborhood where I grew up. I see him there sometimes, painting walls, teaching English classes, helping families navigate paperwork. He looks different, lighter somehow, like a burden has been lifted. His eyes find mine across crowded rooms, and every time something shifts in his expression. Warmth, gratitude, love. We work together on the community center. The building transforms week by week. Fresh paint covers old graffiti. New windows let in sunlight. Volunteers help us build classrooms and stock the library. It's beautiful, I say one afternoon. We're standing in the main hall, watching workers install bookshelves. You're beautiful. Antonio's voice is soft. I turn. My breath catches. He's looking at me, not at the building. His eyes are full of something I can't quite name. Elise felt her heart racing. Antonio, I mean it. He steps closer. You saved me, Elise. In every way a person can be saved. My chest tightens. We saved each other. No, his voice is firm. You gave me hope when I had none, faith when I deserved judgment, love when I was unlovable. Love, the word hangs between us. heavy and beautiful. I want to say it back, but fear holds my tongue. What if this doesn't last? What if he changes his mind? But then he touches my face, gently. His thumb brushes my cheek. I love you, Elise Bernard. I have for months. Tears blur my vision. My voice is barely a whisper. I love you too. He smiles. That real, genuine smile that transforms his whole face. Then he kisses me, soft and careful, like I'm something precious, something sacred. When we pull apart, we're both crying. Elise felt joy flooding through her like sunlight. I don't deserve you, he says. Stop saying that. I take his hands. You deserve happiness. You deserve love. You've earned it. Only because you believed I could. No, because you did the work. You made the choice. I squeeze his hands. I just walked beside you. He pulls me close, holds me tight. We stand there in the half-finished building, surrounded by paint cans and sawdust, and it feels perfect, like coming home. The community center opens 2 months later. Spring sunshine fills the courtyard. Balloons and banners ripple in the warm breeze. Children run and laugh. Families gather. Reporters take photos. Antonio insisted on calling it Maison d'Elise. The house of Elise, I argued, but he wouldn't budge. You're the heart of this place, he said. It should bear your name. Now I stand on a small stage, looking out at hundreds of faces. My hands tremble. My voice is shaky at first. Thank you all for coming, I say. This center represents something simple but powerful. Hope, second chances, the belief that we can all become better than we were. I glance at Antonio. He stands at the back, trying to be invisible, but his eyes find mine. They're bright with pride. None of this would exist without one man's courage. I gesture toward him. Antonio Moretti could have stayed in darkness, but he chose light. He chose change. He chose love. The crowd turns, sees him. Some people start clapping, then more, then everyone. Antonio's face flushes. He ducks his head, but I see the tears in his eyes. After the ceremony, we walk through the center together, showing people the classrooms, the library, the computer lab, the childcare room, everything we built together. A small girl approaches Antonio. She's maybe 6, with dark braids and shy eyes. She reminds me of someone. Then I realize, his late daughter. She would have been about this age. Thank you for the books, the girl says in accented English. Antonio kneels down. His throat works. You're welcome, sweetheart. My mama says you're a good man. Something shifts in his expression. Wonder. Maybe redemption. Your mama is very kind. The girl hugs him quickly, then runs back to her mother. Antonio stands slowly. His breath catches. Tears stream down his face openly now. I take his hand. You okay? Better than okay. His voice is rough. I finally feel like I'm doing what I was meant to do. You are. That evening we sit on a park bench near the center. The sun sets behind the buildings, painting everything gold and orange. Antonio's arm is around my shoulders. My head rests against his chest. Remember our first meeting? He asks. I smile. You were terrifying. I was terrified. He chuckles. This tiny maid offering to save my empire. I didn't know what I was doing. Yes, you did. His voice is soft. You were doing what you always do, seeing the good, believing in the impossible. Is that what you were? Impossible. I thought so. He pauses. I thought I was beyond saving, beyond love. You were wrong. Thank God I was wrong. He kisses the top of my head. Thank God for you. We sit in comfortable silence, watching the sun disappear. The streetlights flicker on one by one. Elise felt peace settling into her bones. What happens now? I ask. We keep going, keep building, keep loving. His voice is certain. Together, together. I smile. I like that. Me too. One afternoon a week later, I find an envelope on my desk. Elegant handwriting addresses it to me, in French. I open it with trembling hands. Inside is a letter, written in perfect French, Antonio's handwriting, every word spelled correctly, every accent mark precise. My dearest Elise, you taught me the language of forgiveness, not just French words, but the deeper language of the heart. You showed me that redemption is possible, that love can transform even the darkest soul. I can never repay what you've given me, but I can try. Enclosed is a donation to the hospital that saved your grandmother, and a scholarship for you to study in France if you choose. You gave me my soul back. You showed me what it means to be human again, to be worthy of love, to have faith in tomorrow. Je t'aime, ma lumière. I love you, my light. Always. Antonio. I read it 3 times, tears streaming down my face. Then I find the other papers in the envelope, a check to the hospital for an amount that takes my breath away, and documents for a full scholarship to the Sorbonne. My hands shake, my chest tightens. Elise felt overwhelmed by gratitude and love. I find Antonio in his office. He looks up when I enter, sees my tears, stands immediately. What's wrong? I hold up the letter. This, all of this. You don't like it? He looks worried. I love it. I love you. I cross to him, take his face in my hands. But I'm not going to France. Why not? It's your dream. No. I shake my head. You're my dream. This work we're doing, this life we're building, that's my dream now. His eyes find mine. Something shifts in his expression. Joy. Relief. Are you sure? Completely sure. He kisses me, deep and long. When we pull apart, we're both smiling. Then we'll dream together, he says. Yes, together. Months pass. The center thrives. Hundreds of families use it every week. Antonio teaches French classes now. His accent is still rough, but the students love him. They see his humility, his genuine desire to help. My grandmother recovers fully. She visits the center often, sits with the elderly immigrants, shares stories, prays with them. She tells me daily how proud she is. You changed him, child, she says one afternoon. He changed himself, with your help. She squeezes my hand. That's what love does. It helps us become who we're meant to be. Luca comes by sometimes too. He's left the old business, works security at the center now. He and Antonio laugh together, like old friends, like brothers. Thank you, Luca tells me one day, for giving him back to me, the real him. He was always there, just buried. You dug him out. Luca smiles. It's rare, but genuine. That takes courage. One evening, Antonio takes me to dinner, a nice restaurant with white tablecloths and candlelight. He's nervous, I can see it in the way his hands fidget, the way his eyes dart around. What's wrong? I ask. Nothing's wrong. He takes a deep breath. Everything's right. For the first time in my life. Then why do you look scared? Because I don't want to mess this up. He reaches across the table, takes my hand. Elise, you've given me everything. Purpose, faith, love. I want to give you something too. He pulls out a small box. My breath catches. Elise felt her heart stop. Marry me, he says. Not because I deserve you. I don't. But because I love you. And I want to spend whatever time I have left making you happy. Tears blur my vision. Yes, yes, of course, yes. He slips the ring on my finger. It's simple, elegant, perfect. Then he comes around the table and kisses me, right there in the restaurant, while everyone watches and smiles. We marry 3 months later. Small ceremony, just family and close friends. My grandmother cries happy tears. Luca stands as Antonio's best man. We exchange vows in both English and French. When Antonio says I do, his voice is strong, certain. His eyes find mine, hold them. Je t'aime pour toujours. I love you forever. Et moi aussi. And I you. The kiss is soft, sweet, full of promise. Elise felt complete for the first time in her life. We honeymoon at a small cottage upstate. No phones, no business, just us. We read together, cook together, take long walks through the woods. Antonio seems younger here, freer. I never thought I'd have this, he says one evening. We're sitting by the fireplace. This peace. You earned it. We earned it. He pulls me closer. Together. Together. I smile against his chest. Always together. When we return to the city, life continues. The center grows. We open a second location, then a third. Antonio's health is good. His probation ends. The past feels far away, but 5 years later, things change. Antonio gets tired more easily, loses weight. The doctors run tests, find something wrong, cancer, advanced. He takes the news calmly, too calmly. How long? He asks the doctor. 6 months, maybe a year. My world tilts. My breath catches. No, not now. Not when we finally have everything. Elise felt panic rising like water, but Antonio takes my hand. It's okay, he says. I'm ready. I'm not. I know. His voice is gentle, but we'll face it together. Together. The word is a sob. The next months are hard. Chemotherapy makes him weak, but Antonio never complains. He keeps working at the center as long as he can, teaching classes, helping families, living fully until he can't anymore. We move his bed near the window, so he can see the city, watch the sunrise, feel the warmth on his face. I read to him in French, his favorite passages. His eyes close as he listens. My grandmother visits daily, sits beside his bed, prays over him. "You did good, son," she tells him. "You did real good. Thanks to Elise," he whispers. "Thanks to both of you." She pats his hand. "Now rest. Your work here is done." Luca comes too, brings stories from the center, makes Antonio laugh, sometimes cry. "You saved me too, boss," Luca says. "Never forget that." One morning, Antonio calls me to his bedside. His voice is weak but clear. "There's a letter in my desk for you. I don't want to read it. Not now. Later." He touches my face. "When you're ready." Tears stream down my cheeks. "I'll never be ready to lose you. You won't lose me." His eyes find mine. "I'll always be with you. In every life we touch, every person we help. It's not enough, I know." His voice is so soft. But it's what we have, and it's beautiful. He dies that night, peacefully in his sleep. I'm holding his hand when he takes his last breath. His face is calm, almost smiling. Elise felt her heart shatter and heal at the same time. The funeral is huge. Hundreds of people come. Families from the center, former associates, students, strangers whose lives he touched. They all share stories about his kindness, his change, his love. I stand at the front, looking at his casket. And I remember everything. The first meeting, the French lessons, the moment he said he loved me. Every beautiful, painful, perfect moment. My chest tightens with grief and gratitude. Luca speaks. His voice is rough with emotion. "Antonio Moretti was my friend, my brother. He wasn't perfect, but he tried to be better. Every single day, and that's all any of us can do." After everyone leaves, I finally read his letter. It's written in perfect French, every word chosen with care. "Ma chère Elise, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. But please don't be sad for too long. I lived more in our years together than in all the years before combined. You showed me that redemption is real, that love conquers fear, that every soul deserves a second chance. You translated not just my words, but my very essence. You made me human again. Continue the work we started. Teach others the compassion you showed me. Let the center be our legacy. Proof that even the darkest life can become light. I'll be watching over you, loving you, waiting for the day we meet again. Until then, live fully, love deeply, believe always. Every soul can be translated, if we listen. Je t'aime éternellement. I love you eternally. Your Antonio." I fold the letter carefully, press it to my heart, and cry until there are no more tears. Elise felt grief and peace mixing together like rain and sunshine. 6 months later, I stand in the center's library. Sunlight pours through the tall windows. A group of new students sits before me. Their faces are hopeful, eager, afraid. "Welcome," I say in English, then in French, then in Spanish. This is a place of hope, a place of second chances. I tell them about Antonio, about how he changed, about what's possible when we believe in each other, when we choose love over fear, when we translate not just words, but souls. The students listen with bright eyes. When I finish, a young man raises his hand. "Can anyone change?" he asks. "Even someone who's done bad things?" I think of Antonio, of his journey, of the love that saved us both. "Yes," I say firmly, "anyone can change, if they want to, if they have someone who believes in them. And if they don't have someone, then we be that someone." I smile. That's why we're here. After class, I walk through the center. It's full of life, children playing, adults studying, families laughing. Antonio's dream, our dream, made real. I touch the pendant at my throat, the little book he gave me. Then I touch the wooden cross in my pocket, the one I gave him. He left it to me in his will, along with everything else. I carry them both always, reminders of faith, of love, of redemption. Elise felt Antonio's presence surrounding her like warmth. That evening, I sit at my desk. A new student's file is open before me. Single mother, 3 children, speaks only French, needs help navigating the system, finding work, building a life. I smile. This is what Antonio and I built, this chance for people to start over, to be seen, to be helped, to be loved. I pick up my pen and start making notes, planning how to help her, what resources she needs, what classes would work best. The work continues, the love continues. Antonio's legacy continues, through me, through everyone he touched. My grandmother's voice echoes in my mind. "You changed him, child." No, we changed each other. And in doing so, we changed the world, one soul at a time, one translation at a time, one act of love at a time. I look at Antonio's photograph on my desk. He's smiling, that real, genuine smile. His eyes are full of light, full of love, full of the peace he finally found. "Thank you," I whisper, "for everything." The words float into the quiet room, and somehow I feel his answer, in the warmth of the sunlight, in the laughter from the hallway, in the steady beating of my heart. "You're welcome, ma lumière. Now go. Keep shining." I close the file stand, smooth my dress. There's work to do, lives to touch, hope to spread, love to share. I walk to the door, pause, look back at the photograph one more time. My chest tightens, but not with pain, with gratitude, with purpose, with faith that this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Outside, the city glows in the evening light. People rush past, cars honk, life moves forward, as it always does, as it always will. But I'm not rushing. I'm walking slowly, deliberately, taking in every moment, every breath, every beat, because Antonio taught me that, to live fully, to love deeply, to believe always. A young woman approaches me on the sidewalk. She looks lost, scared. She asks a question in French. Broken, uncertain. She needs directions, help, hope. I smile. "Je peux vous aider." I can help you. Her face lights up. Relief floods her eyes. "Merci. De rien." You're welcome. I gesture toward the center. "Come, let me show you something beautiful." We walk together. Stranger and stranger, but not for long. Soon we'll be friends, teacher and student, light and light, because that's what love does. It multiplies, it spreads, it translates souls. As we enter the center, I feel Antonio beside me, not in body, but in spirit, in purpose, in the work we began, and I continue, in every life touched, every hope restored, every soul translated. Elise felt complete joy filling her. The doors close behind us. Warmth surrounds us. Home. This is home, where broken things are mended, where lost things are found, where love wins, always wins. I look around at the busy center, at the lives being changed, at the hope being built, and I understand finally, completely, what Antonio knew all along. Every ending is a beginning. Every loss is a gain. Every death is a resurrection. If we have faith, if we have love, if we have each other. I smile. The future stretches before me. Bright and full of promise, I'm ready for all of it. The joy and the sorrow, the work and the rest, the loving and the losing and the loving again, because I learned from the best, from a man who went from darkness to light, from fear to faith, from death to life, through one simple thing, love. Pure, true, transforming love. The kind of love that translates souls. I take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and whisper to the man who changed everything. "I'll see you again someday, Antonio. So until then, I'll keep our promise, I'll keep shining." The words fade into the air, but the truth remains, solid, eternal, unbreakable. Love never ends, it just transforms, like words across languages, like souls across time, like light through darkness, forever and always. She smiled. Everything was finally at peace.